Hi guys, my name is Ram, and today I'll be sharing with you my experience about my trip to Japan. So sit back and I hope you enjoy my story. So let's go. I recall the incident as if it was yesterday. Basically, me and my family started our journey when we landed at the Tokyo's Narita International Airport. Once we've landed, me and my family decided to go to the nearest metro station to get to our next destination. And even then, we have begun to realize that the people there were so fast-paced and was pretty much serious even though they were just walking. Me and my family, obviously, was the opposite of what everyone else were, and we were just leisurely walking, concerned of what's happening around us. And when we were facing towards an escalator, my brother and I were just jumping around and playing without realizing that there was someone behind us with a very angry looking face looking at us. After saying a few words in what I believe was Japanese, I pulled away my brother to the left-hand side of the escalator, and the man continued to walk ahead of us with a very disappointed look on his face. Only at the top of the escalator is when we realized that there were signboards indicating that one has to stand on the left-hand side of the escalator if they weren't in a hurry, and the right-hand side was used for people who would like to walk on the escalator. After going through the dull situation, my family and I rubbed it off, and we decided to continue to get onto the metro train. Once in the train, we entered a somewhat quiet atmosphere, which was very rare from where we come from. The trains back at home were always filled with people, noise, and so much more, whereas in this train, it was dead silent. Once we all got onto our seats, I began to realize a few sets of eyes looking towards our direction, and I felt a little uncomfortable. But then as time passed, I realized that these people were staring at my sister, who was chewing on some gum, which is considered rude in Japan. I immediately told her to spit it out, and just about then, we've arrived at our stop. Once out of the train, my parents took us aside to see where we were supposed to go. While they were looking at the map, a kind lady with 2 children, one of whom was in a stroller, came up to us and asked if we were okay. My parents didn't want to bother her because she was having to tend to her young children, but she was so adamant about assisting us. And despite the fact that she could not speak perfect English, she managed to create a phrase in which she asked us where we were attempting to go. My father pointed to a location on the map and spoke the name, and she understood exactly where she needed to go. Without wasting a single second, she just grabbed her 2 children and the stroller and began walking towards where we needed to go. Though we felt bad, we just had to follow her since we couldn't speak much of Japanese, and we just kept walking until we reached our destination. In awe and with limited knowledge of the language, we all expressed our gratitude to her in Japanese, after searching for the phrase in Google multiple times. In a nutshell, I really enjoyed my whole trip there, and if I could turn back the time, I wouldn't have done anything differently, because if I did that, I wouldn't have learned the valuable lessons I would have learned today. The rich culture of Japan and the way of living have taught me many vital life lessons. Firstly, punctuality. Even though we sometimes run by our own time, it's better to always be on time rather to have someone waiting for us. This also proves or shows that the other person have a better perception of ourselves, of what type of person we are. Secondly, it also taught me to be very aware of my surroundings, which has proven to help me many times in real life situations. And finally, it's never wrong to show some people kindness, even if we are not in such a great situation. That's all, and hope you guys enjoyed my story.